Hey guys, welcome back to the Fat Life Project. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Ghibli Museum, which offers an immersive close-up look to the inner workings of Hayao Miyazaki's Studio Ghibli, whom you might have heard from films such as Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, and many more. And I have to confess that I was so excited that I literally had this place bookmarked months before my Japan trip, because I am a huge Ghibli fan. But I also wanted to do this video because I came across a lot of information whilst researching for this museum that I feel could benefit a fellow Ghibli fan, as it would allow you to make the most out of your visit. This information would also help you rare non-Ghibli fans out there decide if the Ghibli Museum is worth adding to your Tokyo, Japan itinerary. Which, by the way, if you're in the latter category, how very dare you, get on Netflix and watch some Studio Ghibli films right away. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about 10 things you need to know before heading to the Ghibli Museum in Tokyo. And this will include the hot topic of how can you get tickets, as tickets for this venue literally sell out hours after its release. I'm also going to be covering topics such as what you can expect when you're at the museum, all the way to other fun things that you can do when you're in the Mitaka area surrounding the museum. By the way, I'm Steve from the Fat Life Project, and I love making fat travel guides such as this one that helps you effectively plan your travels to cities around the world. If you want to support me, the best thing to do would be to click on that subscribe button and join our still small but intimate fat family. With that out of the way, let's get straight into it. The Ghibli Museum is one of the most popular attraction spots in Tokyo, Japan, attracting both international tourists and locals alike all throughout the year. But the Ghibli Museum is not to be confused with the Ghibli theme park, which is located in Nagoya, a 6 hours train ride away from Tokyo, Japan. Side note, the theme park looks absolutely amazing, and I definitely want to go visit. Have you been before? If you have, comment and let me know about your experience. The Ghibli Museum, on the other hand, is only about a 30-minute ride away from Shinjuku Station. I will talk about how to get there momentarily, but for now, just make sure to double/triple check that you've got tickets to the correct Ghibli attraction when making a purchase. Speaking of tickets, let's now talk about how you can get some. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is tickets are very affordable. You can purchase them directly from the museum's official website, which I've linked to here and also in my description box. As you can see here, they range from about 100 yen for kids to 1,000 yen for adults. That works out to be around just $6 for adults and even cheaper for kids, making it a super budget-friendly activity to do either by yourself or with your friends or family. The not so good news, however, is that they are easily the hottest tickets in town, partly due to Hayao Miyazaki/Studio Ghibli's popularity. They often sell out hours after its release, so you definitely want to make sure you have some tickets before going. And so in this next section, I'm going to be telling you how you can best secure some tickets. Tickets for the following month go on sale on the 10th of every month at 10 a.m. on the official website. So for example, tickets for August the 1st to the 31st will go on sale on July the 10th at 10 a.m. Japan Standard Time, aka GMT +9. There are 4 slots to book from: 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. And I would strongly recommend for you to be on the website with your credit card on hand 10 to 20 minutes before the tickets go on sale. If you look at the official website, you will see that there are 2 options: the Lawson and the Sunrise Tours JTB. Let's talk about the differences between the 2 options. Starting with the Lawson option, this is the option that you want to choose if you want to purchase the entry ticket by itself. If you do follow the instructions I mentioned earlier, all you need to do then is to refresh the page at 10 a.m. stat, select your desired entry date and time slot, as well as the number of tickets you wish to purchase before entering all the relevant information. Though, please note that one person can only get up to 6 tickets max. Oh, and also only credit card payments are accepted. Also, as the ticket prices are different for each age group, please make sure you enter the information correctly during purchasing, as this, together with information such as the entry date, time slot, and number of tickets, cannot not be changed once the purchasing is complete. And in line with this, in the event that you can't make it, no refunds will be issued. Once you've made your purchase, you will receive your entry tickets via email. Make sure you print out your entry tickets, which includes a little QR code, and bring your passport as a form of identification. You will need both of these documents to enter the museum. And yes, that obviously means that the name on your ticket must match the name on your passport. But what about the sunrise tours option? As the name suggests, you will be purchasing a package tour, which includes the museum ticket. The tour will kick off at the museum, where you will spend around 2.5 hours here before you move on to Hotel Gajron, a site that's said to have inspired the bathhouse scene in Spirited Away. True to the film's plot, you will also enjoy an all-you-can-eat buffet here before moving on to the Edo Tokyo Open-Air Architectural Museum, where you will walk down streets lined with architecture that will make you feel like you're in a Ghibli film. Unlike the Lawson option, however, you'll be expected to spend an entire day on this tour. And also, as it is a tour package, you will also be paying more. As you can see here, tickets are priced at 26,000 yen or around 161 US dollars. And so yeah, if you're only after the tickets and also after the more economical option, you will want to go with the Lawson option. But in the event that you fail to secure tickets via the Lawson site for your desired time, you may wish to check out third-party sites such as Klook, Get Your Guide, and Viator. But just note that the tickets will be more expensive on these sites, as you can see here. The official site will also already tell you the date in which the museum is not open, and that will immediately help you decide where to fit this tour in your upcoming Tokyo, Japan trip. Additionally, tickets may also sell out faster on public holidays and also school holiday seasons. Whilst it's not impossible to get tickets during these periods, it's just good to be aware of them and take them into consideration when planning. There are a whole list of public holidays in Japan. I have included a website in my description box that lists out all the relevant dates. Additionally, here are the school holiday periods in Japan. Okay, now that you've secured your tickets, let's talk about how to get there. The museum is located inside the Mitaka Inokashira Park, located between Kichijoji and Mitaka stations. The closer of the stations would be the Mitaka station, which is located on the Chuo line, but which station suits you better would really depend on where you're traveling from, and as such, I have included the Google Map pin in my description box so that you can plan your travels accordingly. I personally chose to get off at the Mitaka station and walk to the museum. It was actually quite nice. The neighborhood around the museum resembles something straight out from a Studio Ghibli film, and also you will come across cute signs such as this one on the way there. But you can also choose to get a bus. I think bus number 9 will take you all the way to the entrance of the museum. And as you're approaching the museum, you want to make sure you take all the photos and videos that you can, because once you've entered into the museum, strictly no photos or videos are allowed. This is actually the venue's rule, because they want you as a visitor to fully immerse yourself to everything the venue has to offer, and would rather you not be distracted by your smartphone or camera. Quite rightly so, I might add. And so whilst you're allowed to take as many photos or videos as you like in the outdoor area of the museum, such as the cafe or the museum's rooftop, and of course Toro Toro at the entrance, you will have to switch everything off once you've stepped into the museum building. The Ghibli Museum comprises of 3 levels, as you can see from this whimsical map drawn by Hayao Miyazaki himself. Which, trivia time, did you know that the entire museum was designed by Hayao Miyazaki himself? There is plenty to explore at this museum, and honestly, the entire experience felt like I was walking and wandering around a huge mansion. Additionally, if you're a true Ghibli fan like myself, you're going to want to read every piece of information that is on display, as well as inspect every exhibition with intent. And so personally, it took me around 3 hours or so to complete the museum tour. But what exactly will I do for 3 hours, Steve? Well, I'm glad you asked, as that leads quite nicely into this next section where we talk about what you can expect when you're in the museum. You will of course be greeted by Toro Toro himself at the reception counter as you're walking in, but walk on down further a bit to join the queues entering your time slot at the museum. You will enter the museum via the basement level. On this floor, you will find the permanent beginnings of movement exhibition, lockers and storage facilities for your bags, prams, etc., toilets, and also lifts for access to the other floors. This is also where you will find the Saturn Theatre that showcases a different movie every month. You will be issued a one-time entry ticket like this that gives you a one-time entry to the theatre. This can be used for any one of the sessions throughout the day. Don't worry though, the same film is shown in a loop throughout the day. Just make sure you check the schedule prior to exploring the rest of the museum and come back at the beginning of the session to get in. Do note though that the movies are completely in Japanese with no subtitles. My personal highlight of the museum though was the boys' room, a gift from Grandpa, located on the first floor that looks like a working desk of Hayao Miyazaki himself. It is one of the 5 similar looking rooms on the same level, and I've truly felt like I better understood how Hayao Miyazaki creates the amazing magical worlds that he does after walking through all those rooms. Don't forget to also venture up these incredibly narrow circular stairs to get to the rooftop, where you will find the Laputian robot trooper featured in Castle in the Sky. The museum also has a gift shop, children's playroom, and a straw hat cafe located outside of the museum, where you will find these Toro Toro puffs that have been viral all over social media, as well as an array of food and drinks. Speaking of eating, strictly no food and drinks are allowed inside of the museum building. If you want to eat, you can obviously do so at the Straw Hat Cafe before or after your tour, though there is almost always a queue, so that's just something you want to be aware of. You're also welcome to pack a lunch and eat it outside of the museum before or after your tour. In fact, there's a very nice park located within walking distance from the museum. I believe it's called the Inokashira Park, and if the weather's nice, it is truly the perfect spot to sit down for a picnic. I in fact visited at the beginning of the cherry blossom season and managed to catch the very first cherry blossoms of the season at this very park. Another thing you can consider to do when visiting the Ghibli Museum is to drop by the Benzaiten Shrine located within the park's premises. It is an absolutely beautiful shrine that overlooks the Inokashira Pond. The temple is open from 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and entry is free, but you will need to purchase incense sticks if you do wish to pray to the deity. Another popular thing to do at this shrine is to wash your money at the chozuyas. Locals believe that if you wash your money in these waters, it will be purified and you will even increase it. I did it because I figured there's no harm trying, right? So fingers crossed. So was the Ghibli Museum worth it? Let's hear from our on-site reporter, me. Over to you, Steve. So I just finished up at the Ghibli Museum, which happens to be my last stop for this trip before I head off to the airport. I honestly thought that this was going to be like a tourist trap. And even though there were a lot of tourists there were also a lot of locals, especially ones with families and kids. And I can see why. The level of detail that the Japanese go into putting on in setting up a museum is mind-blowing. We even got to see the desk where Hayao Miyazaki used to work from when he created all his wonderful animation movies. Honestly, as a Hayao Miyazaki fan, if you have the time when you're in Tokyo, I definitely recommend you check this one out. I do hope that you found this video helpful, insightful, and perhaps just a little bit entertaining. If it has indeed been any one of the 3 or all of the 3, don't forget to drop me a like, comment, or subscribe. It really does help appease the YouTube algorithm gods, but more importantly, it just makes my day as a content creator. I have plenty of Tokyo recommendations in my Japan playlist, which I've linked at the end of this video so that you can go ahead and choose our next adventure together. And if you got to this point of the video, I just want to thank you so much for your support. I really mean it when I say it means everything. I do hope that you have a fantastic day ahead or that you've already had a good day. As always, I will see you very soon in the next video. Ciao!